Yeah.
Okay, today we are going to be talking about Law-Abiding Citizen, The Informant, Cirque du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant, and Black Dynamite. Today I'm going to start by introducing Law-Abiding Citizen, directed by F. Gary Gray. But before we do that, here is a clip. Who also did Friday and Be Cool, as well as movies like The Negotiator and A Man Apart. And basically what this movie is about is Clyde Shelton, played by Gerard Butler, is a victim of an in-home crime where a couple of serial killers kill his family right in front of him. But because of the ins and outs of the legal system, the perpetrators get kind of a slap on the wrist, and he feels as though he has been, wronged by society as a whole. And Jamie Foxx plays his lawyer, and after the murder of his family, the movie jumps 10 years ahead, and all of these people, including the killers of his family and the people within the court systems, start to get killed one by one. They put Clyde in jail, but it seems like even in jail, he's still getting away with things. I guess I have a lot to say about this movie. This movie is, I read somewhere, I think it was a Village Voice, that said this movie is Saw with a conscience, which I would kind of tend to agree. There seems to be this ever since Seven, I think, there seems to be this kind of self-righteous serial killer craze nowadays of these serial killers who might be in the right, but you don't know for sure. And this movie is kind of definitely in that sort of the same realm, but more of an action film, I guess. I have to say, I find the movie's moral center to be a little shaky. I don't know if I can really get behind Clyde and his plan and everything that's going on there. I think, two wrongs don't make a right, and I'd like to see a few more movies about that, maybe. The believability of the plot seems to be really stretched. Like, I was watching this movie and I'm just like, what kind of Mickey Mouse prison is this that he can get away with all of this stuff? However, with all of that said, I thought it was a very entertaining, pretty kick-ass movie. It kind of took me aback at some of the violence I wasn't expecting. I actually thought it was going to be a very boring movie, and I wasn't bored. It was kind of silly, but I enjoyed it just on an action movie level.
Oh yeah, definitely a good action film. And the best part is if you rent the director's cut, you get twice as long torture scene.
Twice as long?
Twice as long.
Well, I got the Blu-ray, so it was probably the director's cut.
Probably. It was, yeah, no. Twice as gore if you rent it. But, no, I totally agree with you. The plot was a bit far-fetched, Oh, because, we got the super CIA brain guy that, is like, they start out, oh, he's a happy family man. Oh, he's been wronged. And he goes to get his revenge. And then, towards the end is when you find out, oh, by the way, he happens to be a super secret agent. And you're like, oh, okay, so that's supposed to explain why he's so crazy? No.
Exactly.
I definitely agree with you on the fact that the moral gray matter, like, you're like, okay, well, revenge for his family, justified, and then he keeps killing and keeps killing and keeps killing. You're like, 20 car bombs later, you're like,
yeah, I don't want to root for this guy anymore.
This guy is not the hero. I'm going to start rooting for Jamie Foxx, even though he's a total D-bag.
No, I'd have to agree. I gave it a C+. Just like I said, it was just a fun action movie. If you check your brain at the door and just go into it for gratuitous violence, it'll fulfill.
Oh, yeah. And it's still got plenty to entertain. I mean, the plot's full of twists, and it's still an exciting, who done it kind of thing, and what's left in the dark long enough to be interested, and there's never a dull moment.
No. And F. Gary Gray, I think he did a good job at directing it. Even though what was on paper wasn't very great, I think the visual look of the movie and the sequences were handled really well. Yeah. There's a few places where I felt like it was kind of ripping movies off, specifically Seven and Silence of the Lambs, and then The Dark Knight actually came to mind through a lot of it, like the middle sequence of The Dark Knight where Joker's in prison. It kind of reminded me a lot of that too. But yeah, I'd say in all, it's a decent action film if that's all you're looking for.
Yeah, I think I like Jamie Foxx's performance in it. I think he's done very well for himself after the In Living Color.
Oh yeah,
phase of
it's
his
been
life.
black and white for his career.
Yeah.
And,
So
all power to him, really.
Yeah, as I always like it when I see the comedy guys finally doing something serious, and it's just fun to see him diversify themselves. But Gerard Butler, not so much. The guy.
Yeah, it seemed like he had a hard time muffling that Scottish accent.
Yeah,
like anytime he had to do something emotional, I started to hear a little Sean Connery coming out.
Yeah, he's always. He just seems to play the same. Like this was his chick flick character, just really angry. You know, I mean, this is his P.S. I love you, just really angry version.
P.S. I love you, and I'm gonna chop all your body parts off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think he's very. I don't think he's very good at doing different characters. So I found him a little lacking.
Yeah. Okay.